Hello, welcome back to the Oracle Light Tarot. I'm so grateful that you guys are here today and that you clicked on this video. I'm going to try to keep it short, maybe do a couple readings versus one long reading. I had this one out yesterday after yesterday's reading. I was going to use it, but I think I changed my mind. I'm actually it's like buzzing. Actually, well, okay, well, we will. I just felt like a buzz from it. I will be using the guidebook because I don't remember all the trees. Something interesting changing with my awareness and my meditation last night. I feel like I've been meditating my whole night away. But I don't know if this will make sense to you, but my state of awareness, it feels like the place in which my being or my consciousness was shifted from being inside of me, like inside of my mind and thoughts, to like expanded from actually out to everything else. And instead of feeling like a drop in the ocean, I feel like the ocean in my, So, and I told myself, wow, this feels very, very neat, actually. It's my dog, if you hear any noise upstairs. The Weeping Willow. I think I'm just going to keep one. The Weeping Willow. Can you see it? Because I know sometimes there's a glare. This card depicts a willow bent from the weight of its cascading silvery green leaves. The willow grows on the banks of a quiet lake surrounded by fields. Behind the tree, on a hill in the distance, an isolated castle dominates the land. In the foreground, some flamingos graze on the shore among the reeds that grow by the pond. Let's go ahead and read. Oh, this is sticking out. The wood of the willow is highly prized for its lightness and flexibility. Symbology. The willow is a rather particular tree, both for its medicinal qualities, but especially for its drooping form. So different from other trees and easily identifiable, thus known as weeping. Documented in Egypt as early as the 2nd millennium BCE. This tree is present in numerous myths and legends of various peoples. The willow holds a place of great importance in Celtic cosmology. Even its name, in Latin, salix, is derived from Celtic language, meaning near the water. Ooh, you know, I have to say, there was something that's been sitting with me and standing out since, was it yesterday or the day before I was reading? I pulled oh my goodness, and she's sitting right here. She, as in, well, I pulled from, if you go back, I pulled from the Fortune Oracle, and I think I think it looked like the transformation card, where it was showing like a chain that was broken and it was over an ocean, and I don't know, they were when the chain had transformed into birds. I think the word was transformation, yes. And was it that word? My interest has gotten the best of me. Let's see. I hope you don't mind. Right, it's sitting right here. How neat. How neat. Okay, and this one is sitting right here. We're gonna pull it. I feel like it's relevant for your reading somehow. It's been sitting with me. And then the reason I had laughed and said she's sitting right here is because if you see in my charms, I always notice certain charms right here. Do you see her? The little mermaid, part of that world. Sorry for being cheesy. What would I... It's funny because after, there's a tree right here. And the tree's coming up, and we pulled the oracle of the tree. So good. You just love when Spirit does that. Their interaction of us. And I know some people are like, hey, you can't do that. You can't just pull the charm. You can't just take over the yes, I did. It's called intuition. Okay. Here we go. We did. Transformation. But she was sitting. I put her on here. And I think I remember saying, and that's what this feels like. I remember saying in the reading that she she's a mermaid. She's half human, she's half fish. She's able to, she could be part of both worlds, right? She could sit on the beach and breathe the air. She could swim in the ocean. So there's something like that. And then we have this tree. I'm not quite sure exactly. What did we say? What would prompt, what? I'm trying to remember again. And that's coming up too. This remembering and forgetting and remembering and forgetting. Getting lost in different worlds, remembering and forgetting. What did I say? Near the water. Salix. Near the water. That's what made me think about this. But I was thinking about this card the other day. It kept coming up. And that song came through. And I thought I should have... It was like more of the message was coming through. And I thought to myself, I should have referenced the Little Mermaid movie, because I found myself singing that song. What would I give to spend a day warm on the sand? Bet you on land they understand. Bet they don't reprimand their daughters. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the feel. I'm not trying to serenade you. Okay, I know I'm not. Bright young women, sick of swimming, ready to stand and ready to know what the people know. Ask them my questions and get some answers. That's what I feel like, actually. What's a fire and why does it? What's the word? Burn. When's it my turn? I don't know what's that word. And to explore the shores above. Wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world. Maybe there's a part of a world that you're wishing to be part of. But this is really, really reminding me and standing out significantly about my meditation and how the feeling of consciousness, going from my consciousness within my own mind and quieting my own mind in my meditation to relaxing and allowing myself, it felt like a shift, like a shifting of my consciousness, and then suddenly going from aware of myself, like I guess my ego or myself, I don't know. But then suddenly I wasn't part of that. It was more like I was in something, like the ocean. But I wasn't not in the ocean, so to say. I was the ocean. That's what I felt like. Like, if I could explain it that way, as in consciousness, like I was aware that consciousness was, and I was in consciousness. Does that make sense? Versus me being consciousness. I was in consciousness. In it. As if it was like a new world of its own. It felt very different. I don't know what these symbols are. I drew these the other day. Well, I mean, they're arrows. But there was something about double arrows. And this line, I was seeing it on a box. There were boxes standing out, but there's something about some kind of symbolism. Maybe you're getting more into symbols and symbolism because, well, that was standing out, and there's something about like Egyptian symbolism, and then or maybe even alien symbolism. I don't know. Yeah, alien symbolism. That was coming through. I know I'm still going to continue reading this, but there's just a lot of things coming through right now. This is giving me like the line is giving me like a clearing. Like if someone were to take something on the table and clear it. And it feels like the symbolism has something to do with motion also. Maybe you're doing certain kind of moves or Reiki or maybe movement during your meditation, or you're learning about movement and symbols. I don't know. And then it felt like a clearing. That's what this line feels like. Like someone went whew. And the arrows seem to represent almost like what I was talking about, like that consciousness of yourself. Maybe a choosing. Like they're always available, even though you've cleared something. But there's something being available. Like yesterday we pulled the two paths. I think it was the Lover's card with the mouth, and I think it said on the card there were two paths. So if you just feel like them being on the same together. So maybe you're coming to realization that there's always been two paths available. And then, sorry if this is shaking. The arrow. This is reminding me of Sagittarius again. Sagittarius kept coming up, kept coming up. Maybe I have a lot of Sagittarius viewers. I don't know. If you are, say hi in the comment. That would, I don't know, help me with my curiosity here. Okay, we'll keep all this in mind. But let's finish the symbology. The willow as the 5th tree of the year in the Celtic calendar. 5th tree of the year? That's weird. This is number 6. Something about change. Was the center of important May Day festival. Didn't we get the words May? We were getting the words May in a couple readings before this. The Druids left offerings in baskets woven from willow branches and played instruments made of its wood. The willow is tied both to the realm of the dead and to concepts of regeneration and birth, precisely for its ability to regenerate broken limbs. The tree was particularly associated with Hecate, goddess. Sorry if I'm saying that incorrect or correctly. That's the word. Goddess of the underworld, connected to magic and divination. Also associated with magic in England as well. Local folklore has it that witches used elements of the willow to work their spells. The willow thrives near water. I live near water. I love that. I always felt called to where I live. I'm not going to say, obviously, for privacy purposes, but I have always felt called to live in the area that I live in, actually, ever since I was a young child, and I moved here. and it is near water. How very interesting. And I'm not trying to make this about me, but see, thrive near water. I don't know. Is there somebody that has a missing finger? I don't know who's listening, but there's something about that, or something about a finger. Okay. Or hands. A lot of symbolism about hands coming through lately. It's symbolically most closely associated to the element of water. Okay, water signs, if you're listening. Also a symbol of fertility. The fruits fall before fully ripe. They're also said to represent chastity. Jewish tradition, the willow is a bringer of rain. It's said that a nearby willow bent down its branches to help Jesus to his feet. Interesting. I've never heard that before. This is when the willow took on characteristic shape in memory of this episode, symbolizing tears. Upright meaning. And I don't know if I pulled it out upright or not, but we're going to read it. Upright. Oh, I can't believe it's 20 minutes in, and I'm so sorry I'm being so slow with this today. And I wanted to keep it short. Okay, so it says, It leads us to careful consideration rather than being a foreshadowing of unavoidable misfortune. As the name of the tree might suggest, it refers to a particular condition in life of the seeker. The weeping willow describes the state of mind of the person for whom or about whom the reading is being done. This person is in question is clearly going through a time of great discomfort and lack of faith in themselves and their own resources and capabilities. They are likely looking to the future with pessimism and deep bitterness and disillusionment. The surrounding cards will provide helpful clues to understanding the cause of the distress. It could be due to a problem at work, romantic disappointment, or conflict with someone close. This card warns us that in this difficult time, giving in to melancholy or wallowing in victimhood can make it that much more difficult to see that the solution to the problem is within reach. The card encourages us to help or to accept the help offered by a friend precisely because the suggestions made by someone who truly has our best interests at heart can make all the difference in the world. Very interesting. That's the oracle of the trees reading the willow, the weeping willow. I have this song in my head actually this morning and I didn't know why until now. Could be feeling like you're going through some kind of nightmare right now. When I got up, that was the first, maybe you woke up from a nightmare. I was actually woken up from a family member's alarm going off in another room and they couldn't hear it. They were asleep. So maybe you're asleep. Maybe you're asleep to something. Didn't I say that? Didn't I say that when something about forgetting? And it was almost like, oh, and they said that yesterday. Your reading is very different, but I feel my meditation was very helpful for today and has something to do with this reading of yours. But I said something about that yesterday, about like heaven and hell or dreams and nightmares. Like we could either be living in heaven or living out some kind of nightmare. But I heard that word when I got up. I heard actually vocally, like heard the word in my head. I heard the word nightmare. And it was actually when I was thinking about doing your guys' reading, and then I paused for a second and I thought to myself, what? Maybe I don't want to do this reading. Actually, I'm just going to be truthful. And I thought that. I hope that doesn't offend you. But nonetheless, I decided, I'm going to go do it. We have the number 5. So there's some kind of change. I think maybe you forgot. Got lost in some kind of nightmare. By the water. It's like by the water of emotions. And it feels like that feeling, that state that I was in of realizing that there was more to me than meets the eye. Look, and I put the tree too, like near the water. Can you guys see it? How the tree is there? Near the water, just like this willow tree. That's not coincidence that that tree was right there with that mermaid that I saw in my charms. Nothing's a coincidence, and Spirit wants you to see that. That's why that was there. There's a key here also. Something about someone's cat hands. You could be seeing snake symbolism. Something about a ribbon or a bow and an airplane. Clouds or Naturo, is that his name? Naturo? I don't know, there's some kind of anime type character that has like clouds. Only reason I know this is because family members. I don't watch anime, but so forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. There's something about Harry Potter, the cape, his invisible cape. I think it was one of it had to do with that symbolism. I think there was like the Elder's Wand and the cape, but it's the cape part that's sticking out to me, where you can choose to be invisible. You could feel invisible right now. Something like that. Maybe not seen for somebody. You're wishing to be part of some kind of world for someone. Yeah, I feel like somebody longs to be part of this ocean. They forgot they already are part of the ocean. It's like this symbol right here. Maybe you've cleared the slate many times, but there's some kind of realization that you didn't know there were two paths. There were always two paths. You always had access, okay? There's something about, too, the way... I think this is like symbolism on the box that I see, and that's where I got it from. Like on a box that you would... what box is it? I don't know. It's a box, like a delivery box, like... I don't know. Yeah, it would be like a delivery box or maybe a moving box, you know, like a brown cardboard box. I think it's, I'm not sure. What is it? We have to go look. Hold on a second. Very interesting. Very interesting. So it represents the importance of keeping your package upright. There's something about that. Did you see that? My hand? I don't know if you caught that on camera. I'll move my hand. I can see it's an imprint. I saw an imprint. I don't know if my hand was just hot, sweaty, or steamy. I don't know. When I moved my hand, and it disappeared. There's imprint. Something about an imprint that you can leave on people. And being very aware of that. But it symbolizes the box. And that's not a coincidence that you see that. But it means to keep the box upright because there could be sensitive, you know, it's like a handle with care. Keep box upright because there are sensitive things inside the box, sensitive, valuable things. So there's something about that, keeping yourself upright. Even for me, to keep myself upright as I go along with your reading, because it's maybe there's something very sad or something about taking on the form. Didn't it talk about Jesus? It did. Let's see. According to this tale, while Jesus was carrying his cross to Calvary, he was overcome with exhaustion. Yeah, you could be tired. And fell. And just then a nearby willow bent down its branches to help Jesus to his feet. And I've never heard this before. I don't know if you guys have. This is when the willow took it on its characteristic shape. In memory of this episode, symbolizing tears. Transformation. Reach out for the power and strength to make changes, enrich your life, and become the person you want to be. See just how the weeping willow reached out and took on Jesus's like sadness. Okay, I think this is saying to to reach out, right? For the power and strength to make changes, right? It says, enrich your life, become the person you want to be. Handle yourself with care. Handle yourself with care and stay upright. You know, you see how he's weeping down the way the willow sags, and beautiful, beautiful, right? Beautiful tree, but the symbolism. Hold yourself upright with confidence. Because she, in the mermaid here, navigating both worlds, right? And then they say there's always like availability. There's always this other choices. Sometimes we get lost, we forget, right? There's that forgetting. We don't see, we forget, right? That we have the power. I'm getting that song. I want to break free. I want to break free. Sorry if I'm cheesy, because sometimes I find it when cheesy when other readers start singing. And those readers have a definite better voice than I do. Well, at least the ones I watch anyways. I want to break free. Maybe you want to. You want to break free into some type of world. I feel like I broke free the other day when I meditated. I felt expansion. I'm not sure if that's the word. I definitely felt part of that ocean, or like I was in the ocean. I was part of it. Yeah, I reached out. And maybe that's the key too. Like you can always separate. I guess there's different oceans, right? If you need to. Projections. I'm just pulling from, if you don't know and you're new here, I'm pulling from my word box. There's so many words in here, and I always say, don't be surprised how there are no coincidences here. It's personal projections, Spirit's saying. It's your personal projection. The world is, right? Teach. Yes, you could be doing a lot of learning. Definitely. It's definitely coming through. This feels good. You know, it really does. Your energy does feel good. I feel like you're feeling better already. Ascend. Ascend. We have new words here, guys. I can't remember the last time I've pulled these words. Wow. Glass. Yeah. Half empty or half full? Yeah, it's your projection, it's your view of it. It's your personal view of something. Yeah. I'm hearing the words, my cup overfloweth. Inheritance. Yeah, you inherited. This is already within you. You already have this ability. Stay strong. Shake up. It's a shake up for some of you. What do you feel? What do you feel? Can you guys read these words? I wonder. I'm going to try to zoom in for you when I go to edit. What do you feel? That song's coming through. Do you wanna be like I love you? Well, I don't know who sings that song. I feel like I need to see the lyrics, because sometimes when things replay in my mind, I have to... Something about a neighbor. What is happening? I don't know, there could be something going on with somebody's neighbor. Let me look up the lyrics. Okay, super, super, super interesting. I took notes. The song is called Sweet Dreams by Beyonce. And it was watching the video actually was giving me this deck here very strongly. Oh my gosh, it was like dusty on top. Has it been that long? Something about that coming through. Has it really been that long since? But there were a few parts in that song that were standing out. There was a comment that stood out. It said, someone commented, one of her most forgotten songs. That's what they commented. One of her most forgotten songs. So maybe this is like a part of you that you keep forgetting and needing to come back to. Maybe you're learning this. I don't know. Or wasn't I saying that though? It was, right? I was saying that. I feel like you could totally forget this, right? With our everyday, you know? We get lost in our ego, we get lost in our everyday. We forget that we're part of something much bigger. But another lines that were sticking out to me, sweet dream or a beautiful nightmare. Either way, I don't want to wake up from you. Either way, I don't want to wake up from you. It feels like when she said that, it felt like a state of consciousness that she was in. There could be something about a guide coming through. I don't know if this is for everyone. But there was another part that said, can you hold my hands and be my guide? And that actually I don't know who this is. I'm not sure if this is a god or a guide. He didn't they say that word came to my mind when I read that. Can you hold my hands and be my guide? The tree was particularly associated with Hecate, goddess of the underworld, connected to magic and divination. Okay, it's a goddess. And there's something also coming through about rain and prayer coming through with that video. Do I want to dive into that goddess? I don't know. I feel like I would be explaining something that I really don't know anything about. But I think that's for somebody. That's a message for somebody. Okay. So maybe you've been feeling called or something like that. But I'm going to pull the Muse Tarot because I mean, the symbolism was uncanny. Like this one. This is the one it reminded me of. When she was dancing, she had like a scarf and it was like striped like this, and she was kind of dressed like this, and she was dancing. Eight of inspiration. What is inspiration? What is the forgetfulness with this? Is somebody worried about losing their memory? I don't know. Of somebody? I don't want to wake up from you. I don't want to wake up from you. Why am I looking here? I don't know. It's like looking for guidance here. Forgetting. You're remembering something. Is wands. Inspiration is wands. So it's the 8 of wands, right? So you're progressing forward with something. There's movement. You are making movement. And she just feels like she's slowly... There was another card in here too. There's another card in this deck that's reminding me of the video. Is this the sun? It's just reminding me of like those pictures of the sun when people, scientists, I don't know, weather forecasters, I don't know, when they show it and they show the sun and like those hot spots, and sometimes they're like really dark spots on the sun, and the solar flares. When they show the solar flares, there could be something going on with that, like a huge, is there a wake up or some kind of like solar magnetic frequency, like huge energy. Feels like slow movement right now for some reason, maybe transitioning from maybe water to land or land to water, like the energy of land and water, or earth energy and water energy. I say land and water, yeah. But you are making movement. I feel like I need to look for the other card that I'm looking for from her video, because there's like a specific card and I don't remember which one it was, but I remember what it looked like. Either way, I don't want to wake up. Why? Don't want to wake up from you. From yourself? You don't want to wake up from yourself. Sweet dreams or a beautiful nightmare. Either way, I don't want to wake up from you. It's like you reached out to somebody. Okay, you have your connections. Two of Wands. The Two of Wands. It's you're making a choice. You're planning ahead. It doesn't look like she's removed this doorway. It looks like the sun too. There's some kind of like energy that's removed. It's a very strong energy, because I feel like this door is heavy, 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 and it's been removed for you. Almost like you don't even realize what's happening because of this. The pace has been slow, but there's change. This is like from her video, the Beyonce's video. I don't know if you want to watch it, and you can get the symbolism from. And then this deck is called the Muse Tarot. Maybe you want to check out Steph from what is the name? Okay, sorry if my camera has been adjusted, but I had to go Google. It's Steph from House of Scrying. I don't know why I wanted to say I scry. So maybe you're like thinking about scrying. I don't know. Makes me want to pull out my obsidian like black mirror for scrying. There's something about that coming through. But the energy I was talking about of a door, a heavy door being removed, where you're able to make movement and progress forward. You're able to see farther. You've gone from one world into another world, and it's outside of you. You're part of it. You're in it, right? Just like that ocean and drop. You're in it. You're part of it. But it's not. You're just no longer inside your head. Okay, that's what this feels like. Very interesting. I haven't used this many decks, different decks in a reading for a while. Let's keep pulling my cards. I just can't help but feel like someone's trying to find direction here. Yeah, I gotta fill my coffee up. It's cold. Okay. As I was getting coffee, I was thinking to myself, what would be the most helpful? I'm going to apologize right now about how long the video is. You know, but sometimes things just go this way. I'm going to try to edit out any long pauses on here for you. So if the video looks like that, that's why. But I asked myself when I was getting my coffee, what would be the most helpful? What is it that needs to be said for this reading? You know, why are we here? There's something about a hand. I see the hand charm here again. It feels like a reach out. Oh, and there's a heart on it. Reach, love, reach out. Do you see the hand with the heart? Okay, this feels good. That's what it says. This feels good. Sorry, my camera's shaking. But when I was getting my coffee, you know, I'm thinking that how could I be the most helpful here with this reading? And there's also something about shoes. Okay, it was very odd. In the song, Sweet Dream or Beautiful Nightmare, either way, it's that part that's sticking out to me. Either way, I don't want to wake up from you. Meaning you don't want to wake up from yourself or being you. Something about leaving a part of yourself. Here with the mermaid, she's like both. She's like fish and human. Don't wanna wake. You like maybe being in your body state. I don't. What are you, a vampire? Let's see. I don't know, guys. Maybe that goddess has something to do with this. I don't know. I feel like, do I need to look? Rejoice. You see that right here in the box? God with us. That's what Emmanuel means. God with us. Maybe your name means something special. But I'm going to pull from my box. And I just want to show to any new viewers that there are so many words in here. Okay, look how far and deep down this goes, if you can see. This is what I do. I just stir it and stir it up, okay? And then I pull words for you. So just know that what words come out are not coincidence, and it is magical and perfect, and it's here for you. So know. So let's all right now rejoice, rejoice, God is with us. Let's sing it that way. Something about that with the name. I should have grabbed that card, darn it. Emmanuel means God is with us. Maybe you needed to hear that. But I on that card I wrote that because I think that day I was like, what does Emmanuel mean? And so I wrote that God is with us. Emmanuel means God is with us. So rejoice. What's rejoice mean? Be thankful. God is with us. Be thankful. Emmanuel. But it was weird to sing it like that, right? Rejoice, rejoice. Be thankful, be thankful. God is with us. Right? Something like that. And this is sticking out to me right here. This time around. This time around. And I'm getting that like with the new year, another trip around the sun. Maybe someone's just had a birthday. Okay, what would be the most beneficial? What do we need to hear, Spirit? Because the time, this video is long, and sometimes I feel like I'm not even sure if people get to the end of my videos. These long ones, so time traveler, something about that coming through. Whoa, they're just falling on the ground. They fell at my feet. Oh, sometimes I do that and I get stirring these and they just start getting back on my chair and seat. Okay. Maybe I should show you one day, but it's an ugly basement floor, so I don't know if you want to see that. But these all fell at my feet. Fell at my feet. Elephant. This is giving like maybe something feels very big to deal with, but it's also giving like the blind. There's like a fable about a bunch of blind men holding different parts of the elephant. Like one has the ear, one has the tail, one has the foot, you know, and they're all describing to each other, kind of like what I'm doing to you. And we're all describing, now I'm going to say it as like we are all describing. They're all describing to each other what they sense and what they're feeling. They're describing it, right? But yeah, they only have a part of him. So it doesn't make sense to the other people. You know, they're like, what? You know, the one describing the tail, and they're like, it's skinny and it moves. It wags. There's a little tassel at the end. I don't know. Do elephants have a tassel at the end? I don't know. Their tail, I have no clue. But you know, he's describing it. And then, you know, the other man who has an ear, and he's like, I feel like it feels flat. It feels big and leathery. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know what he would say, right? So they're each giving these descriptions, but it's the same thing. It's the elephant, right? They're blind, but it's the elephant. That's what it feels like is happening. It feels like that shift of connecting from yourself to the bigger energy, the ocean, being the drop to the ocean, like being the ocean, connecting to the whole, right? Something like that. Okay. That's what that's giving. All-knowing. Connect to the all-knowing. Yeah, your psychic abilities. I feel like we all have these abilities to do that. Yeah. Healing. Healthy snacks. Okay. Healthy snacks. And it's also giving like portion. Snacks for like small portions. Okay. It's okay to, like, it almost gives like it's okay to experience something in a small like size portion, but it's not okay for like the whole meal. Something like that. Tell me. Yeah, it's like somebody looking to be guided here. Teach. Tell me. Teach. Outlook. Yeah, it's like the look. It's from outside of you. It's like you. It feels like a transition from your body to the outer, bigger whole. That's what it feels like. And it feels like a shift that you're able to do. Maybe you want to meditate and feel it's a higher frequency. The airplane is what's the key. Like unwrapping a gift with that bow that's there. And there's something about distraction. I'm also seeing like a diamond. There's something about you've done a lot of work on yourself, is what I'm feeling. You've done a lot of inner work on yourself. You are that diamond. You're so beautiful and precious, and you've done a lot of work. What do you feel? What do you feel as you ascend? So I'm going to try to connect to that space right now. I know that we've been doing this for a long time, and if you've made it to the end of this video, and I'm going to meditate and tap in, like channel from that state of that bigger, connect to that bigger energy, and see what comes through for you. But then after that, I think I'll end this video because it is so long. But I'm gonna go ahead and tap in. I don't say anything special, but I will see if anything comes through. There's something about the north and the cold. There's something about masks. Something about rocks and water. Somebody could have found a rock in the water. Or you're standing in water, or we're standing in water. Maybe you want to go stand in water, connect. And there's also something about knowing it's like when you're on the beach and you're in the water, but you're aware of the land under your feet, the sand, and that transition. So it's like being aware of some kind of transition versus it's giving like this energy right here, right? The Eight of Wands. It's that movement forward, the steps being taken. It's a transition. These are giving the two arrows and being aware of your being aware of staying confident and upright, because there's sensitive things inside. I feel like when you this is transformation. I don't know if someone's like, it's like when I said that, it's like someone coming to realization. That they are not chained to one form in this physical reality that they're in. They're transforming. There's a lot of change happening. Something about being careful who you reach out to. Or if you reach out with love. Or if you're teaching, to teach through love. And to stay strong. This is your projection, it's your perception. And remember to always feel good. This time around, your outlook probably feels different. You're probably able to sense, you know, with these abilities of yours. I feel like I'm talking to another psychic. You're able to sense the bigger picture versus a portion. Feels like a new room, right? That you've entered. The stethoscope. Maybe you're in medical, I don't know, a nurse or something. But this what is this, telescope? It's like a, because of your transition, you're able to see farther, experience farther, because you're connected to the whole. So it's more, it's access to this whole. It's not just right? It's not just water, it's not just earth. You can access both. You know, if these are earth and water energies, but I feel like you have access to everything. The air, she breathes the air. The trees breathe, right? They need the oxygen too. So you have access to everything. I think the fire represents your passion and your drive. I almost felt like I seen this picture moving. Moving. So there's something about movement. Yeah, didn't I say like something about the symbols and movement with the symbols? Maybe you're a Reiki. Maybe you do symbolism with your hands, right? With your hands. So just seeing somebody clearing and moving. Movement, symbolism with your hands. Maybe like something started happening where you're picking up symbols. And I'm seeing that cloud, that Narturo cloud. What does he have to do with symbols? I must sound like a total idiot, but I was totally pronouncing that completely wrong. It's Naruto. Not Naturo. Naruto. Anyway, the reason I kept mentioning him was because of this cloud that's sitting here in my charms. And it just reminds me of that. Does it not remind you, oops, of that somehow? I don't know. But there's like, maybe you feel like very clouded. The clouds with the Naruto, they represent kind of some pretty heavy stuff. They symbolize like bloodshed, injustice from some kind of war hidden in something called the Rain Village. Okay. Yeah. But I just wrote down some interesting things. Naruto, he has the gift of flight for one, which is, that was pretty cool because of the airplane charm that I see. So he has an ability to have higher perspective. I always think that when I see airplanes or birds, they have a broader view, right, from that higher state. So something like that. Maybe I think that's what's the symbol is representing to me. Also, he has 6 paths, which is very interesting. And I was talking about how there's more than, there's a hair right here. What is with this? There's some symbolism about fuzz or fuzziness. I'll leave it right there on this projection. So it's like the clouds, the cloudedness, the fuzziness is a projection. Okay. Something about when we focus on them, they become denser and harder to see through. Right? Yes. Like, so if you were an airplane in the sky, why? Why? This song coming through. Butterfly in the sky, I can fly twice as high. Something like that. But the clouds, even from the higher state, there are clouds present. Something's going on with that, okay? He's also a master of his chakras. He can clone himself. There's something about when I said clones, the word cloak is coming through for some reason. There could be somebody that resonates with that Harry Potter. Didn't I mention that? Did I mention that with this reading? Something about a cloaking? Or somehow you protect yourself, which makes you invisible to others. I think it's like a form of protection. Okay. Or the clones, maybe you make many versions of yourself. There's a lot of these here, almost the same. Okay. Yeah, he has control of his chakras. There's something about Naruto's lineage and ancestral power that he has from his lineage or from his ancestors, okay? And he can heal chakras, and he has enhanced strength. Super interesting. Maybe you're into Naruto. I didn't know all that. Now I know. Makes him very interesting to me. An interesting character. Maybe you are an interesting character, but that's very interesting, actually. And I'm saying that, actually, because yesterday I think we pulled a word that said character. Yesterday, right? You're quite the character. Quite the character. Okay, but I hope this was helpful. I'm getting like that little more Harry Potter coming through for some reason. That mark. Maybe you have some kind of birthmark, tattoo, Harry Potter tattoo, or some kind of, somebody has a tattoo that means something about either spirit guides or their ancestral lineage, or someone could have a Harry Potter tattoo, or something about that mark on his forehead. Scar. Marking. Very interesting. But I think I'm going to have to leave this reading where it is because it's just so very long. But I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I know I have. I appreciate your guys' energy. I appreciate you making it to the end of this video. If you did, please leave me a comment. I would love to know if anyone made it to the end of this video. I would love to hear that, because these videos are so long the past few days. Yeah, so I will try again to keep them a little shorter, but yeah, just thank you guys so much. Don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, that share button. All of it helps the channel out so very much. And yeah, I hope you guys choose to come back again. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.